Hey guys, KHJEDIMASTER here. I decided to do something a little different this time. I'm gonna do a commentary on BigAl's 2K6's rant / review on Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now that he did with his friend chibinekodemyx. And just to let you know, I have nothing against BigAl or chibinekodemyx. I just disagreed with them a lot on their video they did. I agreed with them on some stuff. I'm not gonna comment on like every single thing they said because it was a 10-part video and I agreed with a lot of what they said. I'm just gonna comment on what I disagreed with and some of the stuff I'd like to add on stuff that I agreed with them on. So and I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but the problem is that his original account was suspended and this was on his account, and this was not one of the videos that was reposted on other channels. But now that BigAl's original account was reinstated, I'm able to do this commentary now, thankfully. So, on with the commentary, I guess.
Hello everyone! It is I, BigAl 2K6.
And I am chibinekodemyx.
Now, a lot of you are probably wondering why we're doing this, since everybody and their mother has already reviewed Brawl. Why don't you tell them, buddy?
Well, it's really not the best game out there.
Who said it was the best game ever made?
And I know we're probably going to get a lot of flaming for this, so if you're watching, if you're fanboys, too bad.
But like, I know what you're probably thinking. I did a 3-part video on Brawl saying, oh, it's a really great game. Blah, blah, blah. That was really my first time playing the game when I started playing it. Now that I've played it a little bit more, I got a little bit more of a grasp of what it was all about. And to be honest with you, the reason why we're doing this is not only to share our opinion on the game and to give our own review on it, but we were going to give some ideas out there that would have made it a much better game.
Definitely.
Because to be honest with you, the game was worked on for what, 5 years?
I believe that's true.
It was actually only 3 years, not 5 years.
And this is all we got out of
Pretty
it.
disappointing.
I mean, they could have done so much more with this game.
Yeah, that's right. They could have put a lot more characters in it that were third party from like other Nintendo games.
Not just third party, but from Nintendo themselves.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Hate to break it to you guys, but I think the reason that they didn't have as many characters as you would have liked is because Nintendo, they can't hold that much data onto a Wii disc. They'd have to, like, if they were gonna put in more characters, like 10 more characters, they'd probably have to have a second disc. I know a lot of people are gonna start going, well, you have about 70 characters on your Super Smash Bros. 4 wish list. Here's the difference, that's for Super Smash Bros. 4. And also, I plan on revising that and, like, reducing the amount of characters I have on there, because a bunch of the characters, I'll admit, don't deserve a spot on there. But that's besides the point.
But I mean, the biggest focus here is it's not that the fact that there's not more third-party characters; it's that there's not more well-known Nintendo characters.
Right.
Because let's be honest, not everyone knows who the Ice Climber is. I don't think a lot of people even care.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know why they put him in there. I mean, I know it's about celebrating Nintendo's Chronicle, but who's gonna remember the Ice Climbers except the big hardcore Nintendo fans?
Personally, I like the Ice Climbers. I thought they were a nice addition in Melee. Because, like, I didn't know who they were in Melee, but I still enjoyed playing as them. Like, I know they're not the main characters I play as, but I still like them.
Me? He doesn't know who the Ice Climbers are to this day.
No, all I know is that they were in Melee and that they're in Brawl. That's it.
And the thing I don't get is, like, we'll get rolling here in a second. I just got to get this out. They were only in one game, and it kind of sucked.
Well, that's your opinion then, but the thing is, it might not be that great to play now, but back then it was probably really fun for a lot of people, because it was made, like, early on in the NES. I'm pretty sure it was made early on in the, during the NES's days, so games were simple then. Ice Climbers was a nice, simple game for its time. It might not be that great now, but it was pretty good for its time.
So why are they in what's considered to be the greatest game ever made?
I don't know either.
Now, we're not going to be like, we're not going to be biased. We're not going to be like, oh, this is the greatest game ever. Screw that, okay? To be honest with you, the game wasn't that fantastic. Okay, we both played it. It's not that it's a bad game.
And I personally own the game. I've played through it. I know basically everything there is to know about that game.
Well, so do I.
It's not that it's a bad game. It's the fact that so much more could have been done with it. It's a mediocre game at best.
Now, I will admit, it's not the best game on the Wii. There are, like, other games that are better than it, like, Mario Kart, that I prefer over, like, Mario Kart Wii and, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, but, well, actually, Radiant Dawn's my favorite on the console, but, Brawl is still a really great game for the Wii. That's in my top 5, definitely.
Oh. Well, Subspace Emissary was a little fun, but it was kind of a rip-off of the Kingdom Hearts storyline, especially with the enemies.
The only part of Subspace Emissary I found to sort of be a rip-off the Kingdom Hearts storyline were the pyramids being, like, too similar to the Shadow Heartless. Otherwise, it was a pretty original story, if you ask me.
In fact, it's about time they included Wario in a Smash Brothers game.
I know. I think there was a lot of acclaim that they should have Wario in there, and it finally reached Nintendo, so they finally got the gears working in their heads, and they put him in there.
I can sort of understand why Wario wasn't in Melee in the original, because Melee only came out like a little more than 2 years after the original Super Smash Bros. Was released. So, and also, like, it was released in 2001, so the internet wasn't that big yet. It was sort of big, like, with the forums, and I guess, but but back then Nintendo wasn't getting input from their fans, because, like, I think it was like they made Melee right after the original Super Smash Bros. Was released, so that's probably why Wario wasn't in there. But I agree with you guys. It was about time Wario was in there. I was hoping he'd be in Melee, but unfortunately he wasn't. I'm so glad he was in there in this.
A lot of people criticize Pit.
Yeah, I mean, even though Kid Icarus, like Ice Climbers, wasn't necessarily a successful series, they had more games than Ice Climbers.
Yeah, just one more on the Game Boy. Seriously, just because he had 2 games and Ice Climbers had 1, doesn't make Pit better suited for Super Smash Bros. Game than the Ice Climbers are. I think they are both equally worthy of being in the game.
Speaking of which, clones.
Yes, definitely. That was a huge bad in Brawl. No, clones are bad.
Okay, here's something I really have to get off my chest. Super Smash Bros. Melee and Brawl have been criticized a lot for the use of clone characters. Well, I got something to tell you. Super Smash Bros. Melee and Super Smash Bros. Brawl are not the only fighting games that use clones. Take Soul Calibur, for example. I mean, like, most of their original characters, have their own movesets, but let me tell you something. Siegfried and Nightmare, the two characters that have the most focus in the games, are pretty much, like, have the same moveset. Same with pretty much Sophia and Cassandra. And all the bonus characters in that game, are clones of other characters. So don't only, like, give Super Smash Bros. Flack for clones, because other fighting games use clones as well. I'm pretty sure Mortal Kombat uses clones.
Even if you change a few elements, like, okay, take Ness and Lucas, okay?
But one of them has PK Freeze.
Oh, yeah. Woohoo!
And the other had, what was Ness? PK Fire.
Yes. They have the same Final Smash. They have pretty much the same damn moveset.
Okay, Lucas and Ness may have the same special moveset. You know, their up B, down B, and regular B may be the same, as well as their side B really being extremely similar to each other, and maybe have the same Final Smash. But here's the thing. I've played through Brawl. Lucas' regular moveset is mostly different from Ness's. Like, I think the only similarity they have is that Lucas has sort of a baseball bat, except it's a giant stick. And also, Lucas's attacks are much stronger than Ness's, so don't be telling me that Lucas is a complete clone of Ness.
Now, guess what? They're like the same character. Oh my god!
Not to mention, all 3 Star Fox characters.
Yes, the same Final Smash. Landmaster.
Well, I agree with you on the final smashes of the Star Fox characters, definitely. Fox is fine with the Landmaster. Falco's final smash should have been his R-Wing, because Falco is the ace pilot.
I mean, Fox. Landmaster. Falco. Technically, I prefer the air. And, of course, Star Wolf. We're gonna have fun in this thing. Guess what they all call? The fucking Landmaster.
I mean, seriously. First of all, get Falco out of there.
Personally, I would keep Falco because he was my best character in Melee, and he's one of my best in Brawl. My best character, I think, in Brawl probably is Ike. But Falco's a really good character. I like Falco. He's my favorite character in Star Fox.
If you have Star Fox and Star Wolf, you don't need any more Star Crystal. But we will get to that.
Yes, we'll get to that soon. Soon, very soon.
But I fail to understand how people cannot tell that these are clone characters. Oh, they're not clone characters because they have 1 or 2 moves that are different. No. No. Just no, they are clones. Get that through your head. They are clone characters.
Actually, Wolf's, special movesets have a lot of differences from Fox and Falco's, and then Wolf's regular moveset is mostly different from Fox, and Falco has he kicks his reflector into 2 of his moves. Instead of having the rapid fire kick that Fox has, Falco has a rapid fire 360 spin, and then instead of the overhead smash kick that Fox has, Falco puts his fists together and smashes the opponent with his fists. And yeah, Falco should have had some more variation, but right now, Falco's pretty much a Luigi-fied clone. So, when Super Smash Bros. 4 comes out, I'm hoping they change some more things about Falco, including his final smash. Wolf, they can keep the same, just change Wolf's final smash as well.
Toon Link and Wind Waker Link and Twilight Princess Link. What do you think about them?
Okay, first of all, I like the idea that they incorporated the whole Wind Waker style Link and everything.
Firstly, I prefer Wind Waker Link over Twilight Princess Link in that game. Because he's stronger, surprisingly, he's faster, and he's got better moves. They're still clones, but Toon Link is the better one.
Exactly. But, of course, they have to have Link in there, because if you don't have Link in Smash Bros. Brawl, the world ends.
Yeah, you have to have at least 1 variation of Link.
Okay, seriously? You criticize Falco, Wolf, and Wolf for being clones of Fox, and Lucas for being a clone of Ness when they also have their variations, and yet not acknowledge them, really. And you're fine with Toon Link being a clone of regular Link? How hypocritical is that?
I mean, I'm glad they didn't just do Link, Young Link. I'm glad they have 2 completely different Links in here this time. From 2 completely different games. Now, Captain Falcon and Ganondorf. What do you think about that?
Okay, first of all, in Melee, they were definitely clone characters. But here's the thing: in Brawl, they definitely have their variations.
Yes.
They're definitely different from Ness and Lucas and Star Fox, everyone else from there.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Ganondorf, Ganondorf's side B, while his side B is still different from Captain Falcon's. Ganondorf has Flame Choke, where he does the side thing, but now he chokes the opponent. Ganondorf's regular moveset is still pretty much the same as